Good morning, student. This is the last poem on Jennifer's Tiger, written by Adrienne Rich. First stanza. The poetess of this poem, she is an American poetess and she generally writes more about feminism. So, this is one of them, Aunt Jennifer's Tiger. First stanza. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree, they pace in sleek, chivalric certainty. In this stanza, the poetess is describing a lady whom she addresses as Aunt Jennifer. She says that Aunt Jennifer is doing embroidery on a piece of cloth, which could be a tablecloth or a wall hanging. She has designed it with beautiful tigers which are running fearlessly in the green forest. She has described their beauty by comparing them with the precious yellow stone known as topaz. She says that they appear bright yellow in the green background of the forest. They are fearless and they are not affected by the presence of men. Here we can sense the contrast of behavior between the tiger and the ant. Though the tigers designed by her are fearless, but she herself is afraid of her husband. Further, the poetess says that the tiger are proud and fearless citizens of the forest. They are very shiny and elegant. Second stanza. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. So, in second stanza, here the poetess describes the fear of Aunt Jennifer's towards her husband. She says that while she is doing embroidery, her fingers are shaking with fear of her husband. Her husband doesn't approve of her hobby of embroidery, therefore, she trembles while she is embroidering the piece of cloth. It has become difficult for her to pull her needle up and down. Then she describes the wedding ring which was given by uncle to Aunt Jennifer on their wedding day. She further says that it is a kind of burden for her to wear this ring. She has been tortured by her husband so much that the wedding ring, which could have been a beautiful gift for her, seems like a burden to her. She has faced so many difficulties in her married life that the little ring is described as a heavy band on her trembling fingers. This means that the ring is associated with some bad experiences in the form of torture she has faced because of her husband's dominating behavior. So, third stanza. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The tiger in the panel that she made will go on prancing proud and unafraid. In this stanza, the poetess says that one can easily sense Aunt's desire for freedom and fearlessness through her design of tigers. Further, she says that it is not possible for Aunt to achieve this freedom during her lifetime. She will attain it only after her death, but here also the irony of her life is that still she will be tied up with shackles in the form of her husband's wedding ring. The ring was the sole proof of the tortures which she had faced from her husband. On the other hand, there are the tigers designed by Aunt Jennifer's, which will always depict her desire of living a fearless life by jumping proudly and bravely on the piece of cloth. Now, Let's discuss some poetic devices in this poem. So, in stanza first, see, let's discuss first the rhyming scheme. Screen green, tree certainty. So, the rhyming scheme is AABB in first stanza. Next poetic devices used here, anaphora. So anaphora is when use of same word in two consecutive lines. So here they do not fear and they pace in. Right. Next poetic devices, metaphor is used here. So metaphor is where in the second line, see, bright topaz denizens of a world of dream. Here use of topaz to describe the yellow color of tiger. Now come to the second stanza. First see the rhyming scheme. Wool, wool, band, hand. Again same rhyming scheme, AABB. Right. Next is alliteration is used in second stanza. Alliteration in the first line, see, fingers fluttering, F F. So here alliteration is used. Now come to the third stanza. See the rhyming scheme first. Lie, by, made, unafraid. So AABB. Second poetic devices, alliteration, prancing, proud, PP. Again alliteration is used here. So that's all about this poem. Thank you.